Hey there, I am Monique Derwin, Integrative Mind Body Coach. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about navigating, specifically navigating using the four agreements and what that looks like. So I'm going to try to keep this little video short and sweet. I'm going to give you some science, I'm going to give you some understanding, some information of what happens between the brain and the body. And then we're going to talk about what happens on a visceral level, on a nervous system level, and why we really want to have access to be able to navigate things differently. So for years, there was things going on in my life, and I responded in the same manner. I would have things go on. So if someone maybe was angry at me, I might got angry back. If someone hurt me, I might hurt them back, even unconsciously or subconsciously. It's kind of human nature. It's just what we do. We tend to do eye for an eye, as much as we hate that saying. A lot of times I think it's kind of what happens just on an unconscious level. And because that's kind of what we were taught in life. And so what I want to do is teach you how to navigate differently, because an eye for an eye doesn't usually work, right? Like, so just think about the last time you maybe got into an argument with someone. This person starts yelling, or feelings get hurt, right? People get upset. This person kind of gets aggravated, starts saying something. This person's like, yeah, blah, 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 goes back, and we kind of go back and forth for a little while. And then what happens? Escalate, 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 escalate. We get up here, and then we're kind of really frustrated, angry, or whatever. We shut down, we say things, we react, we do things that we wouldn't do if we weren't in that state of energy. It's almost like a state of emergency, right? Fight, flight, freeze. So if we weren't in that reactive state, we wouldn't be doing and saying what we were saying. And we wouldn't get this end result that we get, which could be detrimental. It could be a problem. It could be an explosion or something really bad. Now, oftentimes we need that explosion or that separation or that thing to happen so that we have awareness or understanding, right? The catalyst sparks the trigger inside of us so that we can see what needs to be changed. So once we go past that space, now we're in the space of navigate. Now we're in the space of, what do I do? How do I do this differently? How do I show up as a different version so that I don't create that same predictable pattern, so that I don't show up in the same energy doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? So I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to give you some science and some woo and some energy and some good stuff now, okay? So I'm going to go through this pretty fast. And so the recording will be here to rewatch. My brain tends to go all over the place and come back in, so I'm going to try to keep this all simple and in alignment. So stay with me. And if anything comes up or you have questions, feel free to put them in the chats or the questions so I can answer them as I go. And I'm happy to respond to anything that you guys have to ask. So permanent change actually occurs when we can align the mind and the body and we stay in that alignment. To stop pain and anxiety and predictable reactions, we need to be balanced. We need to come together. To do that, we have to navigate differently. So really, really working with the four agreements. I love Don Ruiz. He is one of the best teachers, in my opinion, especially with the work that I do. So he has this little tiny short book read called The Four Agreements. The four agreements are: don't make assumptions. This is a big, big, big deal, and it's a problem with communication. It's a problem whenever we have relationships and we assume what someone is doing or not doing, and why they're doing it or not doing it. And then here's number 2, take it personally. So the next one is, don't take things personally. That person didn't really do something to you. They did something, and the way we feel about it or think about it does something to us, okay? So we don't want to take things personally because it's never really about us. And I would love to go in deep on that topic by itself, but the time's not right now. So if you want to talk about that, let me know because it's one of my favorite ones to talk about. The next one is being impeccable with my word. And so, what that means is just being honest with myself, saying what I mean and meaning what I say. Do not agree to something that doesn't serve me. Don't show up as a people pleaser, just trying to make friends. Do it because you genuinely want to be there or be a part of what's going on, right? And so, being impeccable with your word is so important because we tend to label ourselves, we tend to bully ourselves, we tend to judge ourselves, and that is not being kind. And the body hears those words, and guess what the body does? It rebels, it fights back. Okay. The fourth agreement, which I'm such a joke because I'm like, all of these are my favorite, they're all my favorite. But this one really, really is like the one that just taught me to love life and really, really taught me about forgiveness and self-love. And it's always do your best. And the main thing that I learned about this agreement was I truly believe that humans are doing the best they can with what they have in front of them in that moment, with whatever tools, resources, financial support that they have, whatever they have in that moment, that they really are doing the best that they can. And so if we could see that and really trust that they are doing the best they can, regardless of how it looks to us, how would that feel differently to you? How would you look at it different, right? Just sit with that for a few moments. So after really understanding these four agreements and loving the punchline work that we do, okay? So with the punchline work, I integrate all of these great teachers, their programs, their protocols, their messages with the punchline and make it really simple and easy to digest and use. And so navigate is taking action. Okay. And so we want to take a different action if the action that we've been taking is not serving us. If the action that you've been taking gives you the same results, same shit, different day, right? You know that story. If it feels like that, know that you are navigating in the same way and you're basically riding around in circles or you're spinning around in a paddle boat or like you're literally not moving. So you're not going to get a different result. So using the four agreements, understanding the action that we take, understanding how we show up is actually how we create what we manifest, what we bring to us, right? Am I in alignment? Am I navigating correctly for myself? Or am I navigating as the world taught me to? Okay, so that was a lot. Take a breath. If you've tried all the things and they haven't worked, we want to navigate differently. As long as we are condemning ourselves on any level, we can't be healed. Chronic pain, illness, disease, all the stuff that goes on in our body, these cells actually regenerate and replace themselves pretty often. So they aren't actually what's causing the problem because new cells are being generated and created every single day, every single second. We have new cells. Oh, new cells. You got new cells. Just happened again, more cells. Hey, guess what? You got new cells. So if these new cells are being mass produced in our body over and over and over, and the cellular turnover is happening, why are these cells still holding pain? This is where mind body comes in. The prefrontal cortex is the logical brain. It is how we make informed choices. It is how we know when danger is available, is like around us, or like if we need to run, or it like tells us what we need to do. Okay. And so when there is an emotional burst, the actual blood flow shifts to the reacting subconscious. The part of your brain you don't even know is there. I'm going to say that again. The prefrontal cortex is the logical brain. It is how we make informed decisions and choices. When there is fight flight, when an emotional burst comes in, when there is panic, fear, concern, worry, anything that bubbles up in a negative emotional response, the blood flow to the prefrontal cortex that helps you as the human being on earth right now make choices shifts to the subconscious brain, meaning it pulls up trauma, past history, memories that you don't even remember. And then you think whatever this is going on is the problem. This is why you get triggered. Okay? Sit with that for a moment. See if that hit an aha. The amygdala, part of your brain, associates the past fears and triggers the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system controls the entire visceral tissue body. Blood flow from the front goes to the back, triggers the entire physical body. Stress creates tension. Tension creates pain. And because we're not conscious in fight flight, because we don't know we're there, right? We don't even notice this emotional surge or this mass confusion or this neurocircuitry confusion, right? It's blood is flowing to the wrong parts of the brain. We don't even know it. How many of you stop in the middle of something and go, oh, wait, my blood's flowing to the wrong part of the brain. Give me a few minutes to think about it. Seriously, doesn't happen. You know why? Because we have tissue, because we're human, because we bleed, because we've been programmed, because we've been conditioned, because we've been taught. And we fight for our spot, our life, our reality, whatever it is. We need that. The unconscious mind creates these imprints in the body. And these samskaras and these wounds grow. These imprints get bigger. And these triggers and these catalysts just keep getting in there. And it's like salt rubbing in and it burns like hell. It sucks. Sucks bad. But there's a way out. We can navigate differently. And so what I teach is stop, get present, open the mind, unpack the story, unravel, download, get what's going on, right? Then stay still for a few minutes to figure out how to navigate differently. This is a practice. It doesn't happen in one time. When that trigger happens, when that stuff comes up and we have this big explosion, now it's opportunity to go back and address what went on, how to do it differently. So that moving forward, you can create a different version of yourself that doesn't need to react like that, right? So, getting back here in my head, okay. The unconscious brain creates all these imprints, these stories. All of this is going on in life, right? The body trying to repair itself when in fight flight. This is good. Doesn't actually work. So if you're running from the bear and you have the common cold, guess what the body doesn't care about? The cold. Guess what it does care about? Making sure that your lungs are full of oxygen so you can breathe, making sure that your heart is pumping fast as it can to keep you going, to have that energy, that adrenaline. You need the adrenaline. You need to run. You need the energy, right? You got to go. Making sure your hands and your feet are pumped, your fast twitch muscles are running, so you can get the F away from the bear because it's scary as shit, right? So we got to run from the bear, but we have the cold. Guess what the body doesn't care about? That cold. Because there's this big ass bear running behind you that's going to eat you if you don't get away from it. And that's kind of a little more important than your cold. I'm just throwing that out there. So when we are in stress and we have injuries, even structural injuries, the body will take longer to repair those injuries because it is giving all of the vital life force energy to another part of your body that is way more important for your survival. We have seen this in the last few years, especially with COVID. We see people fighting for their lungs to be repaired. Guess what's happening? Their hair is falling out. Their skin may be not up to par. Their taste and their senses, they don't have that, right? Because the body is on overdrive working on those lungs and those vital organs to keep it alive. It doesn't care if you have hair. Your lungs want to breathe. It doesn't care if you have hair on your head. That's just the reality. That is human conditioning. We care if we have hair. Our body doesn't care because our body doesn't see us. You know what sees us? This analytical thinking mind that judges, that throws shit, that's human, that has all the stuff. But guess what? That's not the part we need to worry about. We need to worry about getting into alignment, brain and body together, so that we are balanced, so that our nervous system has the energy to do what it is designed to do, right? To keep our blood flowing, to keep our oxygen moving, to keep all of these fluids, this interstitial fluid all in the body in motion, so that nothing gets trapped or tightened, so that we have expansion, so that we have space. Our body is designed to do miraculous, miraculous things. And we shut it down. We do. Because we worry, we overthink, we fear. So the body will not do anything other than it necessarily needs to do to survive. So if you have multiple ailments going on, it will go to the most important one and it will try to repair that first. Your rest of your body will not repair if you are in high stress, or it will take longer. And so the point behind this is to align, to create balance. Homeostasis is where the body heals naturally with nothing else to do. It has no problem. And so we want to navigate differently to be in alignment so that we can heal, so that we can get a different result, so that we can create the life we desire. So I'm going to bring it all back in. Our brain thinks thoughts. Our body feels sensations. When we touch something, there's an actual receptor in our skin that feels it and sends a signal to the brain. And then the brain says, that hurt. Now, what happens, because we have a human brain that has been exposed to information, that looks at the news, that reads the magazines, that's on Facebook, that gets all the information from Dr. Google, right? We have human brains, it investigates, and every bit of knowledge, every word, everything you've ever seen in your entire life is in your subconscious brain. And what happens in fight flight? Blood stops here, goes to here. This is activated, and then what? Every memory, every incident that you remember or not, every imprint in your body is turned on. And in that moment, fear, freak out, panic is what we do. I want to encourage you to learn a different way so that you don't deplete the adrenaline that you pump from your body every time you go into fight, flight, or panic, so that you don't deplete the life force energy inside of you and send all of your energy to something else that doesn't matter, so that your body heals, so that your body can be whole. We are whole beings. We have been taught to separate from society, from programming, from generational stuff. Nothing wrong with that. It's just what we were taught, because that's the way it's always been. We go here for mental health, we go here for physical health, we go here for spiritual health, we go here for emotional health. What if I told you it was all inside of you and you could bring it in and there was no authority outside of yourself? What if you could be your own teacher? What if you could be your own authority? What if you didn't have to look out there to fix what you think is going on in here? What if you could navigate life differently and get a different result and feel different? So I am open if anybody has any questions, if I need to repeat anything, if you need any feedback, feel free to ask. If you want to do a consultation, if you have been struggling with pain, anxiety, being in the same loop, stuck, let's talk. I have an excellent program that's designed just for this, that teaches you how to self-heal, how to get out of these predictable patterns, how to actually create a new neural pathway, not just change a thought. This isn't freaking mindset. I'm not a mindset coach. This is a visceral body experience. This is creating a new neural pathway in your actual brain. This is doing life different. And so if you don't know my story, I'm happy to share it with you. Let's jump on a call. Let's talk. The group is now open. Navigate using the 4 agreements. It is available for purchase. I'm going to put the link below here and I'm going to put it up. It is only $297. It is a 6-week program. It has a private Facebook group that is for support while this is going on. And you have access to ask questions and get coaching at the end of the lessons. And so if this is something that you feel like would be a good fit for you and you want to learn more about it, shoot me a message. Let's talk. If you just want to buy the program because you know it's right for you and you're done navigating life the way you have, just click the link. It's going to go right to a PayPal. You can pay directly. You'll get an email, you'll get a Zoom link, and you'll get follow-up stuff from me. This is a no-brainer. If you have been struggling with navigating, if you struggle with life and making choices, this is the course for you. If you've been in physical pain for a long time, if you've had chronic ailments or illnesses that have bothered you, this is the course for you. If anything that I said felt like an aha or hit home and you want to talk about it, let's talk. Navigate differently, do something differently for yourself. Do not stay stuck in the shit. You don't have to. I encourage you to reach out, ask questions. I am black and white. I am an open book. Like, I have any answer that you need, I will find it for you. So ask the questions. Do not be afraid. Let's come together. Let's heal. Let's create space. Let's pause. Let's contemplate life. Let's do it differently so that we don't pass this down to future generations. Let's heal. Healing is a choice. It is 100% available for you. I am an open book on this information, and I am happy to get vulnerable and have a conversation with anybody that wants to talk about this. Truly, I invite you to my page. I invite you into my world. I invite you into my inbox. Let's talk. Let's meet up. Let's heal. And I encourage you to ask questions. If you're not ready for this, that's okay. If you think it's crazy, that's okay too. We're not all the same. And so I encourage you to just do whatever feels right for you. But if anything I said hit home, if anything I said was like, I want to know more about that, consultations are completely complimentary. It's a 30-minute Zoom call, me and you privately. Nothing's recorded, nothing gets shared. I'm happy to have a conversation. I'm also offering one-on-one breakthrough sessions. You can also purchase that in the member vault. So if you just need to go really deep, real fast and get to something, let me know. I have opens for that too. I'm going to finish up now. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them or put them in anywhere. And if you want to contact me, all of my contact information is going to be below in a link. And I'm going to share this in a couple different platforms. I am Monique Derwin. I am a mind-body coach, and I am here to teach you how to get into your body and heal any chronic ailment that you have been struggling with, structural, physical, emotional, whatever. This program is excellent for anyone who struggles with ailments such as fibromyalgia, migraines, cluster headaches, TMJ, back pain, foot pain, knee pain, any chronic fatigue syndromes, adrenal fatigue, anything that takes you out. I can teach you how to self-heal that. If you're ready to do the work, if you're willing to go in and get vulnerable, I can bring you to that space. And so I encourage you to just contemplate that and see if this would be a good fit for you. And if it's not, and you want more information, I can maybe help you get to other people that may be a better fit. We have lots and lots of coaches in our community that do really, really great work. And so if this isn't for you, but something else is, shoot me a text, shoot me a message. Let's talk. Because this work is so good, I can't not share it. Thank you so much for showing up and being a part of this with me. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to watch this video. The replay is available and we'll have access for everybody moving forward. And I just want to say thank you for being interested in this, for wanting to heal. Awareness is the first step. Knowing that there's something more and that we don't want to feel the same way is the first step. And so that's hard and it takes courage to be here. And so thank you so much for showing up, and I honor that. And I open up the door for you to ask questions if you have anything you want to know moving forward. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Have a great day. Bye.